Hello, this is a review of the Pocket Wizards +2 transceiver. I've only ever called them the Pocket Wizards, so saying all of that sounds a bit weird, but that's what it says on here. It's just the Pocket Wizard triggers for your lighting. Oh my goodness, these are amazing. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit of my experience of triggering studio lighting out on the job. I used to do a lot of prom photography, and so I would take in my lighting and set up a backdrop, and I actually did it with just 2 lights. Actually, I took 4 once, but yeah, then I had to take the baffles with me and it just got a little bit too much, but I wanted that nice lighting from the back as well. Anyway, I wanted to trigger my flashes, of course, and what was really important I learned was consistency, because John Bigglestone, he always had the Pocket Wizards, and I tried to take a little bit of a shortcut and get something cheaper, and I can't remember what I got. I think I might have tried 2 different things, and they're around about £50 each. At the time, the Pocket Wizards were 200. Don't know what they are now, and whether they're even still available. But yeah, I got this hot shoe trigger, and it didn't always trigger the lights, so it's very inconsistent. And when you're on a job at a prom and you've got a queue of kids waiting to have their pictures taken, the last thing you want is the lights going off sometimes and then not others. It really makes you feel on edge, you know, and under even more pressure than you're already under. There's a lot to focus on: getting a good smile, engaging with your clients, getting that pin sharp image. The last thing you want is the lights not working. And I remember very clearly when I had these little triggers, that the people that I bought them off, and as I say, I can't remember what they were, but they said, oh, don't worry, just get a bit of tin foil, right? And on the back of the light where you plug in the receiver part, just put some tin foil so that the signal comes from your camera, hits the tin foil, and then hits the receiver, right, to trigger the lights. I actually thought they were joking at first, but it didn't work. It didn't work consistently enough. So I ended up, after, I think, as I say, buying 2 different cheaper versions, I ended up getting the Pocket Wizards, and I never looked back. I remember one prom that I did, I walked into the other room and I triggered my lighting from the other room. I was around the corner of the wall, and I was taking pictures just to see if it would still trigger, and it did, because I was so impressed with them, and I thought, how far away can I get from this and still trigger that flash? Absolutely incredible. They have never, ever, ever let me down. And I've also used them off, not just with my studio lighting, which was Elinchrom and strobe, but also with my flash gun, the SB900. So you just plug it in there, you just plug that into the back of the light or the flash gun, whatever you're going to do, and then of course the other one goes on top of your hot shoe on your camera, and it worked really well with my SB900 as well. Stay tuned, because I'm going to do a little review of my SB900 coming up very soon. So it's just 2 AA batteries in each one. Oh, I'll just tell you one more little story. I might have told you this one already, but I just love the story. So one time I was shooting in the studio and I got really carried away with this gentleman. He was going for an acting job, and actually after I'd taken his photos, he got a modelling job shortly after, when he put the photos in that I had taken. But we went all around outside, did lots of photos on location. Again, sorry if you've seen these pictures before and I'm repeating myself, but I just love the memory. And we got back to the studio and we'd been shooting, like, I don't know, it just felt like all day, hours we were shooting. We were just absolutely loving it. We got back in the studio And sure enough, the batteries ran out in my Pocket Wizards. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, what am I going to say to him? Because I was telling him that I wanted to try these last few shots anyway with a hoodie on and different things. And anyway, so I sort of thought on my feet a little bit, and I said to him, oh, is it okay? Do you mind if I just try something with my lighting? It's like sort of tungsten lighting. So I'm going to lose the flash and I'm just going to pull the lighting in closer to you and just see if I just really like to try it. I've always wanted to try it. So he said, oh yeah, that's fine, of course. So sure enough, I brought the lighting in closer, increased my ISO because there was no flash, so I was letting light in that way, and oh my goodness, when I looked at the photos, I was so delighted. They were absolutely stunning. Had this beautiful, timeless, slightly noisy, warm, just stunning feel. There's just, again, like I talk about Mrs. Doubtfire, don't I? I talk about the old style photography, Mrs. Doubtfire, and versus the new, clean, crisp photography of today, and they've both got their place, but there is something so beautiful to me about that old, timeless, soft, grainy look. And that is what happened when when the batteries ran out in my Pocket Wizards. But yeah, love these things. I would definitely buy them again and again and again and again and again. Can you see my breath? Anyway, apparently the gentleman that I'm talking about has done some work for the Kardashians over in America. Very interesting. I really must catch up with him. Anyway, stay tuned and I'll see you soon. Bye.